Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. It's been a long time since I've really been playing this campaign, and I do want to finish it. Won't finish it this episode, I'm sure, but let's see if we can finish it, put it to bed, and maybe think about playing a modded version of Napoleon Total War at some point. Current situation is we are actively at war with Spain. France and some other nations are hostile, but we are not at war with them. So we want to crush the French. That is the goal. Isn't that always the goal? Yeah, could be said. Let's look at the Navy here. Okay, we have some Razzies, a big ship of the line. 1.2. Okay, well, you know, I'm sure we have some free dockyards. Merchantman, Indian, no, not looking for that so much. Lots of turns, don't know what we can get done in time. Third rate, 74 ship of the line. I think that's what we should see about focusing on. Nothing doesn't move a very good shipyard, I'm surprised. Okay, another good. Yeah, we'll just get a few 74s and recruiting up there. Now, what can we do down in Venice here? Can we? No, I was hoping for maybe. I say naval or oh, we can't do work. We gotta click on the port. Okay. We do hold out here in Corsica. No production of warships. Right. Well. Okay. Hopefully we can do this reasonably well. Sorry, my strategic thinking is not good at the moment because I really remember what I was doing. Let's give them a turn.
Further orders?
Yeah, their forces, our forces. Looks like we are being attacked here. Well, it does say we can probably do this rather well, so let's... Some hussars they have, some line cavalry, 4 artillery units, and the dragoons. We just have Royal Scots Greys and the 15th Hussars. We got Highlanders. We got the Connaught Rangers. We're gonna do just fine. Looks like we're surrounding them too. Okay, well. that? Just a bunch of infantry over there. I mean, not just, but yeah, over here.
Damn this weather, sir! Wet powder makes misfires a certainty.
Yeah, wet powder might be a problem, especially if it's heavy rain. I mean, this looks mildly heavy enough, but historically, I would say, with the artillery somewhere where we can readily blast with it. Where's the other artillery unit? Oh, over there. Not the worst place, maybe, but definitely not the best.
Artillery! 9 companies, ready!
Line regiment. Where are the conquerors? They're over there. Okay, they can come through the woods. We're gonna fight like all hell if they get.
Line infantry! Sir!
Okay. Now.
General Staff.
He's got a nice command radius bonus. General staff. Don't know who the general really is, but okay. You know, let's... Would this be a place for artillery? Yeah, no. There we go. Come up here, move on to this hill. Now, to support this movement, okay. So we can see about moving the artillery to the top of this hill, give them fire along through whatever is into there. Okay. Oh shit. Didn't really want to do that. Okay, let's...
Infantry!
Okay, so now we have 2 infantry forces that are going to push on them. See about moving these guys through the force.
Line infantry!
Line regiment definitely do the best.
Line ready, sir!
Out in the open.
Following orders!
Okay. Here's what would be the best thing for them to do. Probably immediately just attack over here as hard and as fast as they could. That would be the best thing, because this is quite possibly our smallest, weakest force. At least looks that way. Might be maybe to attack into the guns. I'm not sure. But
Outflanking forces can be turned into fixing forces. If you commit a large outflanking force and do not attack from the front, the enemy will be forced to turn and face you, presenting his flanks to what was your center.
Okay. Let's come up to here. Move these guys to here. And these guys to here. There's going to be screened behind. A little bit of woods there. Okay. Now what can we tell about them? They're moving around a lot. Looks like they're getting ready to fight. Maybe in both directions, I'm not sure. I think for the moment, we'll let this play out. What are they trying to do? The horse are heading this way. Good thing we have our horse here, protecting our artillery. Historically, English horse would be well superior to Spanish, but maybe not well superior to, well, definitely not superior to French. Okay, and then let's put the squeeze on them a bit. These guys can move to there. There. Yeah, I know I'm moving them just about as far as their general range would. But there is a purpose. Just get them. Okay. Pause. Like I say, it would have been best for them to just immediately start marching towards those guys. Kill them before these guys could get into action. Okay. Move to the edge of the woods here. That's sort of what my main determining factor is. We're trying to keep it generally straight line here at the moment. Going to there, these guys. Okay, we do have some Spanish cavalry there. Which we sort of need to watch. So we're going to move to there. That's gotten them to move a lot around. Now, what are they doing? Looks like nothing useful. That's for sure. They're just moving to move, it looks like. Not even a little AI. Thought process is telling them. Okay, now all their force seems to be coming up over this way. Okay. Now what we're going to do is send in the Scots Greys. And these guys, I guess they are having some firepower even in this rain. And the Hussars, after these guys, concentrate our force on them. Now, okay, yes, they still need to move further to get up that hill. We should have had an infantry unit here. Well, that was rather devastating. Last. And then into the SARS.
Our men are running, sir.
Already broke. But I think the Scots Greys will win the day there. Okay, pause. These guys are going to unlimber. And these guys are going to move to here. Now, I do think I have given them too little support out here. The artillery. Well, trust me, I do make mistakes. Still, some of their force is over there. We're going to keep these guys here. These guys are going to move to here. This side is going to be a bit tricky, like I say. They could squish us here, I think, if we didn't play this well. Okay, we need to bring these guys to here, and these guys move to here. So they're better supporting each other, and you can come to there. Okay, they're winning their little fight in the woods. These guys here. Load canister. I'm going to use the space bar to unpause this. Pause. Load canister. Remember, can you do both at once? which way are these guys facing? Okay, they're facing my main force. And we got some random horse guys over here. Horsemen. No, horse guys sounds so technical, but yeah. Okay. Now we've got a fair amount of more horsemen over here, and they could be a danger if this infantry were to move a little too much. Oh, these are light infantry. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Okay, not what I wanted there. These are more... I should have deployed these light infantry much better. Okay, yes, here we go. You're going to form square. You're going to light infantry it up and move to here. And you're going to move to here. Oh boy. Watch gamer make mistakes. Okay, that got him to change around a bit. These guys are now very vulnerable to that column of infantry there. As you can see, that column of infantry realizes it needs moving in and shooting a bit. Okay. They have somewhat run away. You come over here. You won your fight. Good. Partially my camera control problem is if I go off the screen it doesn't work. And I've got multiple monitors here, so I gotta use some recorders that I know that don't technically go off. Okay, well, now these guys here need to convert to ball. Standard sort of ball. Because that and these. Oh yeah, look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Now that they've moved away the infantry and the cavalry from this spot, let's just let them deal with that for the moment. Come on, first look at this infantry. A lot of them are still behind the hill here, but they should be doing good work. In your formation. Okay. Now is the time. Now is the hour. See the battle front. Show me the lyrics better. Those, while the artillery continues to push in a lot of fire on at least some of those troops. You guys push into the rear, not quite as far as the other. Right. as well. So we have a concentrated target. Cavalry doesn't know what to do. It's running back and forth across the battlefield. Okay, pause. You keep moving forward to support them, move forward to support them. And come up and give your nice command radius to these guys. And we'll rotate around. Yeah, like I said, did not use the light infantry well. That was my mistake. You come over here now.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
Not really. Random stray shots are firing over that one store. Is there some really good at shooting there? Not so much. Okay, pause again. Okay, they're now pushing against these guys, which is what they should have been doing all along, of course. You come up a little bit there. A little bit better into your arc of fire. God, I'm sorry about this camera work. Yeah, putting them a little on my flank, I don't like that, but we'll live with it. No longer need you in square. Just confirm they have they faced the other way? Not these guys. Okay, so we don't really want to rush them just yet. Let's move you up just a little bit. Of course, the idea is to win this, but it's also to hopefully win it with as few casualties as possible. Group of men has already given up. No point in shooting at them. Well, I guess there is a point in making sure your enemy is most devastated as possible, so they don't reform up the unit later on. That is a useful thing. Okay. Just looking at the fields of fire here. They're not that effective for you, so you come up a little bit more. Okay. Well, there. That's better. Okay, guys. You can move up to here. You can move to here. Punish this main column a bit more. You can move to here. You can move up to there. And you move to there.
General Staff reporting.
I guess you get another one more guard. Yeah, you just punish the fleeing guys. You also over punish the fleeing guys as well. Looks like these guys are trying to climb up here, maybe.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
We want to eliminate all the artillery that we can.
Line infantry!
Okay, General Staff. I'm going to charge in here to these guys. Continue. We want to end these Spanish forces as much as possible. These guys are hunting these fugitives. Good for you. This is what they say, in that most of the casualties happened after the battle was won or fought. Some of that is, or most of the deaths maybe, because some of it is casualties that were inflicted during the battle, but it's, and you know, they die of the wounds later on. Okay, nah, you're too far away. General staff, so long as none of you actually get clobbered. The general particularly get clobbered. I'd like to end any artillery left alive in this match. So I do believe that's what counts more than the actual artillery pieces.
Artillería a la orden. Artillería a la orden.
Sweep them from the field!
There's more artillerymen over there, yeah. You're not going to be able to get all those infantrymen dead, but you can certainly see about taking down most of this artillery. I know you're tired, but... Alright. You see the four. You see the masses. Or actually the flag go flying. Some of these guys do. Alright. Get on, get on, get on. Spanish artillery is probably one of their best lines left in the time.
Batería a la orden. Artillería a la orden.
We've got probably enough for them to make the unit completely go bye-bye. Never join with the French. Okay, well, I think that's going to end it. Let's do this on speed. Go after them. Or we can come after these guys. I guess it can't quite attack them. Or wherever we go and attack these guys. Close victory, so it says. Yes, okay, I should not. Made a few mistakes there.
Undaunted,
The
undefeated.
units are bad shape, especially the hussars now. And they're not as devastated as I would like. Enemy infantry has been discovered. Right, okay. Now it's our turn again. We can't, because we're not at war, we can't enter French territory with French. We can't enter French territory. Right. Let's join you up with those guys there. Get better trade going on. We control much of the trade. We have lots and lots of money coming in. Okay, this is a pretty big army. You're heading down here. 274s. Okay, yeah. Temporarily, at least this turn, we are pirating the trade route. You come down here too. We may join you up next turn. What do our recruitment options look like? Okay. This army here. Okay. Let's get everything but defensibles. Defensibles are type, well, yeah, they're a type of reserve unit. I don't really want to call them militia, because that would be inaccurate entirely. Maybe not entirely, partially inaccurate. Britain's army during the Napoleonic Wars was a volunteer army. And some people just wanted to be soldiers. Obviously, people want to be soldiers. Other people, because of economic hardship or just good pay, maybe, in some cases, decided to join the army. Now, the British Navy was an impressment service, meaning draft would be too sophisticated of a term. But a, what is this? This is line unit, so let's move them into here. Right, so, and basically if they caught you and you were the right type of person, they could make you join the Navy. They couldn't make you join the Army or the Air Force. Didn't have one, of course, but they couldn't make you join the Army. Now, before and during the Napoleonic Wars, they had units in tropical environment, and of course, as you may know, they didn't quite know what caused particularly malaria, but they knew some of the diseases, at least indirectly, you know. Dirty water, you know, that's why they had latrines or whatever, that, you know, cholera could break out from some of that stuff, but had some ideas on some of it, but they didn't know malaria and other quote-unquote tropical diseases. Some of them aren't specifically tropical, but what caused them. But they still needed troops in areas that had a high malaria environment, such as the Caribbean and India. Now, during what we would generally call peacetime in Britain, and through this whole period, most officers bought their commissions, and I don't know if I've talked about this earlier in the series, and I won't go into it too much here. There's good reasons for the buying of commissions. I know it sounds archaic and it is to them and corrupt. It wasn't really as corrupt as you might think, but officers bought their commissions and would sell their commission. Part of the reason you could earn a commission. Depending on the commission that you earn, you might not be able to sell it. But one of the reasons to sell a commission is, hey, I'm now 40 years old, in the 18th century, and I'm a captain. I don't want to be a captain anymore. Well, it's sort of a retirement fund. And so they could sell their commission and get a substantial amount of money for it. And be able to retire and have money to continue to live or whatever. Now, sometimes when they announced, or often when they announced in peacetime, when they were sending a regiment overseas, particularly to the Caribbean or way off to India, about half of the officers or more in that regiment would decide to sell their commissions. Maybe with the intention of buying a commission in a different regiment that wasn't being sent overseas. Because I would say mostly, we gotta always say mostly because there's always exceptions. It wasn't that they weren't willing to, it wasn't that they were, I'm just a gentleman officer and I just want to wear the pretty red jacket and call myself captain or lieutenant and don't really care about being a soldier. That's going to be a hard life. I don't want that. I just want to be a gentleman in London. There was some of that, but that was not the majority of the officer situation. But it's, you're going to be sent overseas to an area that after the 5 years that you're likely to be there, 20 or 30% of you will be left alive, and your rank doesn't seem to protect you from that. And a lot of officers go, this wasn't what I signed up for. I signed up to be a soldier, not a future disease candidate. Now, why was it? Why did they want to colonize these areas that were so bad? Because it made a lot of money, and there were lots of Britons willing to go to these areas because, hey, life wasn't safe or easy at home from various diseases, bad water, hell, water was not a good thing back then to drink, eat, or otherwise. You're going to come up here and support.
Troops, forward!
No. So, and so the people going as civilians
Setting up camp.
hoped
Can't do that, General. Can't.
to make considerable amount of money. Soldiers didn't get paid more for being in a tropical environment. So they did not want to go there. We'll use our spy just to sort of scout over here. Now let's go to here. So hopefully it won't bump into, but we can see what's going on.
Sir, your orders? Sound the call to battle. Begin siege.
I'm going to let the computer do this because one, I do not do sieges well, and it's overwhelming, and so auto resolve
We are mighty and
turned
proud.
out better. Peacefully occupied. We want Gibraltar in as best conditions as we can get it. Region capture. Okay, good. We've got Gibraltar
Ready
back.
for action.
They've got a fleet down here that is sort of bottling this up a bit.
Under sail. Still shipshape.
Yes, we want to repair the fort. Yes, we want to repair the drill school. Once we do that, we'll be able to. You force that fleet out. Good, and now come back to the main city and occupy that for the moment. Okay, well, hey.
Officer on deck.
Okay, we're gonna auto-resolve. Again, I don't need to chase down a single unit here for however long. Okay, now you're
Ready for action.
maybe not badly shot up. Let's just go back into port.
On our way, Captain. Ship's orders.
Okay, well, we've now closed the Straits of Gibraltar to this and or other ships.
Orders. Orders, Captain.
These guys, oh, these guys.
Haul away.
Okay, they've already moved this
Yes,
turn.
Your Majesty.
I think they moved this turn. Well, what do I know? Uh-oh, we've got some French out pirating. That's sort of what that fleet is now that's sailing off there that was protecting from. Not the best option. Okay, well, back to the fencibles. So, basically this is just during the French Revolutionary and Napoleonic War. They created this category called a fencible. And it was meant to be not a militia, because there had been militias and there continue to be militia units. But this was a mostly considered to be a regular army unit. But as sort of the contract, the literal contract that you signed up to be a soldier within a fencible regiment is, they could not send you overseas. It was almost literally stating overseas, because Britain's an island. So it was a home defense army. So you would not be possibly sent off to the Caribbean or to India or Africa or some fever-ridden place. You would also not be sent to go fight the French or whoever it might be over on the continent. Doesn't mean you were safe, because the British Navy might fail and you might be invaded. The fencibles did see some action during the war, and so the fencibles, you were a full-time soldier. See, a militiaman is not a full-time soldier in Britain. A fencible is a full-time soldier. So he's a full-time soldier. Were they as well trained as regular military? Probably not. Were they as motivated as much? Maybe, because they would be defending their home. Literally defending their home. And so, but unlike a militia unit, you might be recruited in London and sent up to Scotland, sometimes to deal with domestic problems, domestic security. There was one time, and there was a sort of a debate after the fact. Napoleon landed some Irish and a few French troops, well, not Napoleon himself, but the Napoleonic French, in Ireland. And they sent some of the fencibles units over to Ireland to fight. There really wasn't, I don't think, a significant resistance at all from the troops that were sent. But there was sort of a question was, are you allowed to do this? Because it is sort of overseas and, you know, whatever. But it was a brief time over there. And so the fencibles were a limited use force like that. Let's send you. We're not right at war with you right now. We can send you over to here. He's pirating other navies' stuff. And so Well, the other main thing they did from the Fencibles is recruit into regular regiments. So recruiting parties would go, hey, do you want, you've heard it, especially like once the Peninsula War is going big and strong. Hey, you've heard about Salamanca or whatever. You want to go join the real army? Really get into it? Boy, yeah, that'd be cool. And we'll give you £5 to join up or something, because they're constantly bribing people to basically to join up. So, yeah, that's sort of a thing in that it's a recruitment grounds for basically trained troops. May not be, let's say, as well trained as
Yes, my lord.
possible, but basically trained troops.
Your
Okay,
Majesty?
we've got this army. Can't recruit. Oh. We're still on recruitment here. Okay. Yeah. Pretty good. With guards, Well, Prague, Bohemia. Maybe we can increase our German. Well, when we go after the French, where are we? We'll increase our sort of reserve capacity back there. We'll repair that. We are going to need to have a good show and a good offensive against the French here soon. So I'm sort of kind of looking at getting my... Well, okay, we want to crush these once the war starts, but I don't think we need Nosy back here. That, once it gets healed up, is going to be a premier army. So let's move this way. Over into our territory so that we can recruit better to get units up to wall or in condition to fight. These two can move in and crush
Anything more?
there before heading. But I'm hoping we have time before technically the end of this scenario here, whatever it's supposed to be. Crush the Spanish first, and then move on. Well, I think we're going to end this episode here. I want to thank you all for making it this far. I hope it's fun to watch and hear me talk on about subjects other than World War II. See you next time for even more historical gaming.